She told her father, who was my mother's half brother, she never met him. And she says, you have to bring her to Baltimore. And that's what he did. He wrote a letter. And my mother said, and basically in the letter he said, as far as I'm concerned, anyone who survived the Second World War is a Sefer Torah. And I want that Sefer Torah in my house. So she came to Baltimore and moved in with them. Because that's what he said. He says, no, Dad, you're moving in with me. We're in Oakford Avenue, we're 2 blocks away from the near Israel. And I suppose, what should I say, the rest is history. I wrote up that she immediately was given a job with Rabbi Neuberger through a whole series of events. And more to the point, they figure the point is not to land in Baltimore and even to send us on the TA, that's good too. And if they get a job as secretary in yeshiva is okay, fine also. But as Rabbi Neuberger said, that you got to get on in their life. And within a couple of months or so, times I was here, so they fixed up my parents. I heard today, listening to my mother's tape, that they had their first date. My father was in his 50s and my mother was 40, maybe 41 even. They had their first date in Rabbi Hertzberg's kitchen upstairs. Like 2 teenagers in Yerushalayim right now. You understand? They go over there and Rabbi Hertzberg stay there. After 5 minutes they leave. Now you can have your conversation. And right off the bat, I share this with you because this is a world that no longer exists, but once did. Right off the bat, what do we have in common? This is what I went through in the war, this is what you went through in the war. And, to start trading war stories. My mother had a sister who could have survived if she would have dropped the child, like Sophie's Choice. And going this, because Mengele said, you can go this way, but leave the child. She wouldn't do it. So she went that way and perished. And my father said, well, my daughter had the same thing. She was the strong one. She was 13 years old. She was strong. And they said, if you let go of your mother, then you'll go this way, and she won't let go of her mother. This is a morbid kind of lowest common denominator. It's typical. If you talk about 1940s, 1950s, today they make movies and write novels about it. It's nothing unusual. And after a while, they said, let's go for a walk, and the rest is history. By that I mean they got married. And there's obviously more to tell, but I presume doing your patience enough. And I think I've gotten some of the key points across, which is, she was asked by the Stephen Spielberg operation, what do you attribute, your survival in the war for? And she said this, she says, I don't know why, but God was looking out for me. Why did he look out for my brother and sister? I don't know, but he was looking out for me because there's no way that all these kind of events could have happened and I would survive without it being a bunch of very unusual situations. I want to say, just before I conclude, that my mother kept up with all of her friends, these not Jewish, in Czechoslovakia for decades until they died. Of course, when I was growing up, for many years, letters back, I couldn't read Czech and all, but constantly and every week, coming back and forth. And, she told me that when she got engaged, she wrote to them in 1953, I'm getting married soon. I met to a clergyman, in Slovakian, it sounds better. And they thought she meant a Christian clergyman. And they said, hallelujah. We were praying for you, someone of your high caliber would one day see the truth, and then she had to write him a letter back to, unfortunately, it's a rabbi. And they said, that's good too, it's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. And they really kept up, although they never saw each other again. They kept up a very strong friendship, and I think in 1990 or thereabouts, I can't remember the exact year, one of them, before they died, said, I found something here and I'm sending you because I knew you were going to warn her. She sent her mother's menorah. They found who knows where, which is quite remarkable. I will close this by saying that I've tried to let the facts speak for themselves. I think you get an idea, you're able to form an idea, or some idea, of what kind of a person she was by some of the experiences, by no means all, that I described. There are people in this room who know many stories that I don't know because they knew her before I did. But I think you see the inner core of who the person was. And it happened many, many times, as I mentioned earlier today, that